Well, hello there. Welcome once more to Pancho's Kitchen. And if this is your first time stopping by, I'd like to say a very warm welcome to you. I hope you feel the excitement in my voice. It is Abenkwan o'clock, and yes, just look at this. Look at this. This is popping, absolutely delicious, crowd pleasing, and we are going to be having it with some fufu. And this is no pound fufu made with cassava and plantain. I really hope you are ready to do this cook with me, and I know for sure you are going to take one or two from here, and hopefully this is very entertaining for you. Come along with me and let's do some cooking. So I'm bringing out from my air fryer my guinea fowl that I grilled in there, and yes, that is here now, and this is the rest of our ingredients. Yes, that is periwinkle right here in your sight, Abibie, and this is from Nigeria. They already take it from the shell. I have some herrings, I have some snails, crabs. This is catfish that I bought, fresh catfish. I grilled it myself, and this, on the other hand, it's Adwnene, and I think it is also another kind of cat. It's also catfish, but smoked one. I have here Superku, which is salted, very similar to Kobe. Yes, that is going to bring that momone factor in this soup. And I have my praise palm nut soup base. I have a Abenkwan video here, but that I use fresh palm fronds. My mom pounds it and takes the kernels out, so that is typically what I use. But because of what is going on around here now, of course, I'm out of everything, and I don't know when I'm going to receive a package from my mom. So we are going to make do, and I know this is something that most of you can relate to, because most of us abroad, at least most of you, normally would use the one from the can. So this is a confirmed, like I said, real guinea fowl. I just spatchcocked it or butterflied it somehow, and then I just grilled it. I used some green chili seasoning. I have a recipe here just to season it, marinate it, and then I grilled it more like in the air fryer, and it is perfect, very well seasoned. I actually started eating it once I cut it up. I also have here my snails. These are big ones that I found in the African market. Some herrings. Everything is already washed, and so going straight in here. And my crabs I have washed, but I haven't trimmed it, so that is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to cut off these sharp tips, which I learned from here. I used not to do that. So yeah, we all here sharing and learning at the same time. So I've trimmed that so it is not so sharp. And that is pretty much it for my meats, except for the catfish that will come in later and my periwinkle. So I have two large red onions. I'm going to be using both in my soup, but I'm going to start off the soup with one. So I'm going to blend this one here in the blender, and I'm going to be adding to it my pepper and one of my ginger roots. So I have 2 pieces of ginger already peeled, and I'm going to chop up one, add it in here. And this other onion is going to go in the soup way later, so it's going to bring a little bit of thickness into the soup, and most importantly is going to bring loads of fragrance and flavor. When you go to the chop bar, normally they have onions and ginger and pepper, sometimes liver sitting on the side that you can blend and just take it to the lady, and then they put your fufu and soup in it. Now ne de no, ne de esewano and sewokachere. If you know, you know. So I have my ingredients blended. It's here on my meat now. I'm going to add some salt, about a teaspoon and just a little bit extra, and that will pretty much be it. And I'm going to rinse out my blender and pour that over here as well. So stir this, and then I'm going to cover it and bring it to a boil. So whilst my meats cook, I'm going to go ahead and solve or mix up my palm cream. So this is palm nut, just blend, pounded, and just the pulp removed from it. And this is just the cream. They make it into like this consistency, so of course for packaging reasons, but it is very concentrated at this point, so you want to mix it up with some warm to hot water depending on how much your skin or you can tolerate. Okay, so you can dissolve it. It has a lot of fat, of course, so if you use cold water, sometimes it's hard to mix, so your best bet is to mix it with warm water at least. So you want to stir this until there's no particles, no big lumps or clumps in here. Everything is very well mixed up and you have a liquid that is perfect. And then you set that aside. Delicious, yeah, yeah. Ooh, delicious, da, da, da. Delicious, delicious, da, da. Delicious, yeah, yeah. Ooh, delicious. Can you smell the aroma? Yeah. From what she was kitchen, yeah. Delicious. So Superku is very salty, just like Kobe, and when you are going to put it in soup, if you have kakao, you could put kakao as well. Any of those is just going to bring a lot of flavor in your soup. So I've washed it and now I'm going to be soaking it. I used a little bit of lukewarm water. And now I'm going to wash my Prekese or aidan fruit. This is going to be the one that is going to infuse a lot of fragrance in our soup. Yes, that is why somebody actually said this is called soup lavender, okay? It's going to deodorize or bring all that fragrance to your soup. So anyway, I'm pretty much washing all the ingredients that I didn't wash previously. So this is my Adwnene. This is the real smoked dried one. And so that is set aside also. And at this point, I'm checking on my meat. It's been cooking for about 15, almost 20 minutes. And as you can see, I have almost no moisture in here. Actually, almost burnt it, to be honest. I'm going to stir that. And then at this point, I'm going to add my palm cream that I have dissolved in here. So there we go. And our soup at this point is pretty much on course. So I'm going to rinse out my bowl just so I have a little bit more liquid to go in here. Of course, this is going to end up being very thick, especially that Abenkwan from the can. I really don't like how the next day it becomes super, super thick anyway. So of course, you want to dilute it as much as you can. The soup is already smelling so good. All these ingredients in here, the smoked herrings, that guinea fowl here, it is bringing that impunam or smoked meat, bushmeat kind of vibe in here. And you know how we there can't do it. Abenkwan de nkawunya umumunam kakra bi boma but well mikofa here. But that guinea fowl is really, really bringing in that factor, and it is smelling awesome. Awesome. So anyway, I'm going to clean up whilst our soup is cooking, and then we'll proceed. Delicious. Delicious. Can you smell the aroma? Yeah. From what she was kitchen. Yeah. Delicious. Yeah, yeah. Ooh, delicious. Delicious, yeah, ooh, delicious, delicious, ooh, delicious, delicious, yeah, ooh, delicious. Have you been go? Tasty, ooh, delicious, So the soup has started boiling over. I think it's a good time to add in my tomatoes. So I've washed 3 large plum tomatoes and they're gonna go in here as well. And I think it's perfect timing for me to add my Superku into my soup. Like I said, it is salty. I have tried to soak it so it gives up some of the salt, and whatever else that is left in here, I want it to go in my soup, so I know exactly how much salt there is in my soup. It's going to infuse in here also and give off all that good fragrance that it has. And you want it to go in early enough also so that your fish will not be super salty when you want to eat it, because this is good meat. Superku aidan, you want to be able to eat it, but if it's super salty, then it's not going to be that good. So I've brought out my ingredients for my fufu at this point. My cassava, I let it sit in the fridge a little bit to thaw, but it's a little bit still frozen, so I'm going to let it sit for a while. And my plantain just came from the fridge. Normally when you bring plantains from the fridge, it's a little bit hard to peel, so I let it sit a little while in the water, warm water for that matter, and now I think it's not too hard. It's going. It's okay, but of course it's not as easy as when your plantain is not, refrigerated. So this I'm going to peel, cut it up, and goes with the cassava, and then we can blend. Delicious, yeah, delicious, delicious, yeah, delicious, 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 yeah, delicious. So the tomatoes have been in the soup for roughly 7 minutes at this point. I am going to bring them out now. You don't want it to be too cooked, too soft, and then it starts just disintegrating or just falling apart in your soup, and then it's hard to fish out. So I'm bringing them out now. It's almost still whole, just a little cracked, and that is pretty much how you want it to be. So that is all 3 of them here. And yes, that Superku is bringing what it's supposed to bring in this soup. Oh my goodness. You need to be here to smell it. If you already know how Superku is in your soup, of course you know. And I know you really want to be in this house. Oh dear, don't worry. By the time you see this video, just know that the soup is already gone. So, and so anyway, I have my abibiye, that's Periwinkle here. Yes, Abibia or Apofi. These are like from the water. They're almost like snails, but very tiny ones. I am excited. I was so excited to have this. It was good, but I really wish it was still in the shell. So you go and you suck on it, and then it comes out. That is the excitement in eating Abibia. Okay, the meat is good, but it's just not the same. It really is not the same, but I enjoyed eating it. So I have some of it here. I'm rinsing it, and this is going to go in the soup. If ever I had land my hands on the real deal, oh my goodness. So in the soup it goes. That's a lot of it, and boy, it's good. It's good, I have to say. So if you ever find it in the African market, definitely get some for yourself. It is good. I'm going to stir that in here. So it gets a chance to cook. Okay, you want it to cook as well. It's still, I think it came raw, and you want it to be well cooked before you eat it. I'm also going to add in here my mushroom, my very last of it. God knows how long I've held on to this, like holding on to it for dear life, but I really hope things get better so I can be sent some stuff. Obiba man me. No viva man me. Anyway, I am going to be just toasting or just, introducing a little bit of heat to my Prekese or aidan fruit. So it has dried off since I washed it, and it's perfectly just getting a little bit of smokiness to it. This way it helps to bring all that fragrance to it, and your soup is it's better in your soup that way, I should say. So yeah, don't burn it, don't get your smoke alarm going, okay? Like I'm about to do. And so at this point I think it's perfect. straight into the soup it goes, and you hear that shh when it falls in. Yes, in my mind I'm like, all that infusion there, all the goodness is just coming out at this instant. So I'm just trying to plant it in here, let it soak up the soup. That is how it's going to go inside the pot, okay, this part. And then of course it's going to swell up, get softer, and of course give off everything that there is to go in your soup. And this is not just bringing fragrance. Prekese is very medicinal, okay? Yeah, the year ankasa inti we the abemudro ankasa. You saw that palm soup said abemudro, and I am doing more infusions in here as well. So right now I'm blending my tomatoes, ginger, onion, and my seasoning cube. I'm using one Maggie tablet. You can omit it completely if you want, or whatever you normally would put in your soup or stews. That is going to be up to you. So that goes into my soup. It has been cooking for about 45 minutes at this point, so it is almost done. And I've rinsed out the blender. Of course, it's going to be super thick, so of course you want it to be as dilute as possible. I've added my smoked fish, so the Adwnene, the actual smoked catfish, and then the ones that I somehow grilled or smoked, whatever you want to call it, all comes in here also. And I'm just going to let these sit here, soak up the soup and get softer. And at that point, our soup will pretty much be done and ready to eat. So now that our soup is almost done, let's go ahead and blend our cassava and plantain and start making our fufu. Nka we ni papa mu a wo ho na nka wanoa wo banche ne wo body na nka watue pa from afa so kakra na watena se woduro ne woma me de minim wo enso minim kapa na nka ya pem so na wo wie pa na wotena se na wo di a no hu say yes nyame anoa, but it's all good, okay. This is good. In the absence of your mortar and pestle, trust me, this is your best bet. So I've blended it, of course, with very little water, so super thick. And I'm now transferring it into a glass bowl, and I'm going to cook this time in the microwave. So I've rinsed out my blender with just a little bit of water. You want this to be super concentrated. You don't want it to be very liquidy, because then when you put it in the microwave, your fufu is going to be too soft. So I'm mixing this to have a very good mixture. Everything is well combined, and I'm going to cover this now with a cling film, just like so, and microwave it. It's going to go in the microwave for 4 minutes the first time, and then I'll bring it out, stir it, and do it another 4 minutes. So whilst we wait, of course, let's get the rest of these dishes done, and so that when we are done, all we have to do is eat and have no chores to do. Our fufu has cooked for the first 4 minutes. I'm bringing it out, and we are going to stir this and then put it back. If you can see from here, you see the top is already almost cooked, but the bottom part needs a little bit more time. So I'm going to stir it just like you would if you were making banku into your yeah. It's not that bad. I really don't like making banku. If somebody else is there and willing to do it, oh sure, I'm going to happily delegate that. But hey, I still did it. And now I'm going to cover again with my cling film, the same one that I started with. It went back in the microwave for another 4 minutes. And at this point, it is done. Your fufu is ready to come out, and you're ready to eat. I like to rinse off my wooden spatula, the one that, the same one you started with. Remember, the first time you started, you had some raw ingredients. The fufu was not all the way cooked. So I rinsed it off, and now I am just going to stir again until you have a beautiful textured fufu just like this. I rinsed out my pots, brought them out, and at this point I'm just going to go ahead and throw some peppers in here. Yes, so that we, the grown-ups, can enjoy a little bit of heat. You saw I started the soup with just one pepper, so now we can enjoy it with a little bit of pepper. The children will not complain because it's not going to be too spicy for them, and everybody can enjoy this meal the way they want it to be. Yes, just look at that pop of color the peppers are bringing into. Okay, we always do it for the motherland, okay? Red, gold, green. Yen ara assassini. And our fufu is done, you know. Yes, and I'm just gonna go ahead and mold it now. It has cooled off just a little bit whilst I was just admiring my soup, and at this point I'm just going to portion out everything, let it cool off a little bit, and we can sit and enjoy it. I really hope you have enjoyed watching me. I hope I was entertaining enough. I hope you picked one or two from here. Yes, it is always a joy to bring you a cook with me, especially when I did it all by myself. Yes, I did this all myself. No help. My husband was not even home when I was making it. He just came in time to help me at the point where I was just putting the soup on the food. So I really enjoyed doing this with you guys. I hope that you really enjoyed it. Please, 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 please give me the thumbs up that I so badly need. We are not doing so well these days over here, and I need anything that will ginger me, okay, and bring me back in my element, okay? So please show me some love. Share this video, like, share, watch it 1,000,000 times if you really, really need to, and I really hope to come your way sometime soon with some more excitement. Okay, so yes, I have shaved all of this, as you can see. Not too bad, but hey, that is always my thing that I do or tell myself when, you know, it's just us. If you can mold it or shape it more beautifully, all the better, but I think it's okay now. And at this point, our soup is done. The pepper is a little bit soft. We have just a little bit extra palm oil, not typically how much I would make. I always make a lot of palm oil, but as you can see, the meats in here are pretty lean, so of course we are not getting that much of animal fat added onto the palm fat, so which is even better. I'm just going to try to skim off as much of the oil as I can. Yes, because you don't need all that oil in your soup, and this palm oil can be used another day for something good. Okay, so try to skim off as much as you can. Dabble dabble, send you out it and day, send you out my friend was send you out it and day, send you out us man then send you out it and day, send you out us betty send you out it and day, send you out Abenkwan, send you out it and day, send you Fufu na Abenkwan, send you out it and day, send you out my franchendi. That be me them come of franchendi because me baby. So yes, fufu and Abenkwan is ready. Yes, pardon my voice. Me, I mean, okay. But I'm super excited. I really want to enjoy this, and I know for sure you want to be here. Just look at that. Just look at that. Yes. This was so good, and boy, it was really well enjoyed. There we go. Come on here, Mr. Crab. There. This was so delicious. I tell you, you wouldn't be able to tell if I didn't let you know that this was palm nut soup from the can. Okay, so I really hope you are able to try this, and I know you will love it. Please leave me a comment. Let me know how it went for you if you are able to try this, and I'm always super excited to read your comments, even if I'm not able to get to every single one of them. If you've watched up to this part, you are the real MVP, and I truly appreciate you. If this is your first time watching me, my name is Kwanchua, and making simple, replicable family meals is my passion, and I really hope this makes you want to subscribe and join this family. And until I come your way next time with something delicious, be loving, be kind, be happy. Delicious, delicious, yeah.